About halfway through laughing, I'm like, okay, it's 4:30 in the morning. I have no idea what you're laughing at.
Well, 4:30 in the morning there was what?
4:30 in the afternoon here?
I know, crazy. All right, let's get to our phones here. It was a good trip. Hope you guys like the coverage. Is it Patty is in Houston, Texas, KTRH. Hey, Patty, how are you? Glad you called.
Oh, hey, Sean. I'm so glad I could get in. I'm listening to you all the time. Obviously watched all the coverage on Singapore, but and you may have addressed this on your night show, I'm not sure. But where were you exactly when Trump was walking outside and alluded to the fact that there was going to be a signing? Because honestly, I was on the edge of my seat, and I thought, I wonder where you are right this minute. I mean, were you kind of freaking out about that, or were you thinking?
No, like everybody else, I mean, everyone says, you're not a journalist, Hannity. Well, I work sources. Part of being a talk show host is the same as what journalists do, except they're not journalists. They're abusively biased. But we do objective news, and I'm working every source I had. I started getting a feeling, and it was nothing more than me just reading the tea leaves. And I'll tell you what tipped it off. The only thing I got was a call that said that we were going to change the time of the interview with the president, and we were moving it up. And when that happened, and that there was going to be a press conference, and he was going to hold a press conference, and some were interpreting it, this is a failure. It's actually all going on time. It went according to schedule, on time, and then my sources started letting me know, wow, this is going to be bigger than anybody thinks, and that there was going to be an agreement. And when I spoke to the president, I spoke to him just before he did that early morning press conference, and I was in the room for the press conference, and that's when I knew that just before that they had signed a deal, that the deal was being signed, et cetera, et cetera. So it was good. I mean, this is history. It's amazing that, I had some friends of mine monitoring some coverage, and I will tell you the fact that the media would put more effort, resources into Stormy Daniels and superfluous issues when you got all of these concessions that have been made by Kim Jong-un, and then say, how dare the president actually get a photo with this man? Well, the guy stopped firing missiles, the guy released hostages, the guy literally took down one of his nuclear launch sites. The guy's talking now about taking down all of his nuclear launch sites and getting rid of his weapons, and we have a possibility that we didn't have before. And I think it's all because of strength. I don't think any of it is because of weakness, and I think they also fear Trump. I think there is a genuine belief that Donald Trump means what he says, because he does. And I think that played a very big role in it. And in that sense, I think the Iranians are watching, the world is watching, and I think it's, do we want a world where North Korea doesn't have nuclear weapons? Of course we do. Is it better for them? Yeah. Is it better for us? Yeah. Is it better for their people? Absolutely. Is it an opportunity for them to grow their economy and get their people out of poverty that are starving? Yeah. Tell me what's bad about that.
Well, Sean, don't you think everything Trump does is very much intentional? I know that the press would like to make you feel, that, he's just off the cuff, whatever. I don't. I think if he's making Kim Jong-un feel good, he's doing it on purpose. I mean, really, would you go in there and be a jerk and then try to get something accomplished? I don't think so. I just am flabbergasted by it all.
One of the things that's happened, too, is that everybody's getting used to the president. They're getting, it's like certain things. He gave an impromptu press conference. I was in the air at the time with Steve Doocy. And in the press conference, I wish my people would stand and show me the respect that they show Kim Jong-un. And later said, of course I was kidding. You don't understand sarcasm. And the fact is that the American people, it just is like water off a duck's back. They understand that he moves at the speed of Trump, and he wants to get things done, and he's not your typical president, and he's never going to conform into this politically correct establishment animal that people think the president should be. And I think people are now, they're building an affinity because they understand his rhythm more, who he is more. They trust him more. In spite of a phony narrative, that they see that he gets things done. And so I think that's a big problem for the Democrats, especially heading into the midterms. Patty, I got to run. Wish I had more time here. Want to remind you, not sure if you have entered to win.